I'm live outside of the ACC where we're learning that additional security staff will be added for upcoming shows and concerts. And as for Ariana Grande, she has suspended her tour. Now, security experts say while you may be safe in behind those doors behind me, it's outside of venues like the ACC and up the street at the Rogers Centre where security concerns should be the highest. From Manchester to Paris to Boston, a former Toronto Police staff sergeant and security expert notes all these horrific blasts took place outside formal security lines.
Walkways, pathways, places where vehicle or pedestrians would access and frequent on a regular basis. Those areas generally where I would say the barricades are not present, where usually security protocols are not there.
Is it a case that maybe we need to expand that barricade and where that security line is?
On the outside perimeters, where do you define that line of safety and how far can you impede onto other people?
The scenes of human stampedes are one of the other deadly consequences when an emergency situation strikes at a venue. While spaces like the ACC, Rogers Centre and BMO Field are built to get people in and out in an orderly fashion, each have one common flaw. The
fire code dictates how many people are allowed in based on the entrance and exits. But one factor that's not considered into that is a mass exit where people don't take the social aspects or considerations in how we leave.
Both of my teenage girls were at the Ariana Grande concert this March in Toronto.
Like thousands of other parents, Toronto's Deputy Fire Chief Jim Jessup was forced to have a very difficult conversation with his daughters last night. He admits a deadly incident can unfold anywhere, at any time, adding that it's how you react in the moments following an emergency situation that can be the difference between life and death.
Just take your time and keep exiting the building.
The number one thing to do is to remain calm. Panic, whether it's in a fire or any other situation, is the worst thing that can happen. Most importantly, to listen to staff on site and listen to Toronto Police Service and Toronto Fire Service when our staff arrive in terms of direction on where to exit, on how to exit.
Security expert Steve Somerville has managed several large music events. He says when an emergency hits, human nature takes over every time.
When you are involved in a large group setting and you feel you're at risk, you take emergent steps for your own immediate protection, or flee, if you will. And a person telling you to be calm, sir, that's not workable. I've never seen that in my 40 years plus of training.
Venues like the Air Canada Centre do have emergency evacuation procedures in place, but those remain a tightly guarded secret. Now, Toronto Fire also trains all staff inside venues in our city, even part-time ushers. Now, one thing you can do to try and protect yourself, according to security experts, when you enter into a venue, take a look around for the simple, easy exits, as well as trying to map out a path which may have the least amount of foot traffic in the case of an emergency.